The Battle of Kosovo was over. But the price of victory had been heavy. A new ruler was now rising to the Ottoman throne. His name would be Bayezid the Thunderbolt. Victory at Kosovo had been secured. But the state now required a new decision. Bayezid wasted no time, because a new objective awaited in Anatolia. The Ottoman army moved swiftly, and a new era was beginning in Anatolia. Fortresses across Anatolia were joining the Ottomans one by one. City gates opened one after another. Bayezid advanced without stopping. That is why he would be called the Thunderbolt. The Anatolian beyliks were now feeling Ottoman power. Some submitted without resistance. Others agreed to join the Ottomans. Unity in Anatolia was rapidly being established. Yildirim's plan was grand. But there was still a powerful rival in Anatolia. The Karamanids stood against Ottoman expansion. Bayezid would not accept this resistance, and he moved toward the last great obstacle in Anatolia. Bayezid now marched toward the last great obstacle in Anatolia, the Karamanids. The Karamanids were the strongest force, still resisting Ottoman unity in Anatolia. With a swift campaign, Bayezid brought Karaman lands under Ottoman control. Now, no major power remained in Anatolia to challenge Ottoman authority. The Ottoman advance into the Balkans had caused deep concern across Europe. The Pope called for a new crusade to stop the Ottoman advance. Knights from across Europe answered the call. A massive crusader army began marching toward the Ottomans. As soon as he learned of the crusader advance, Bayezid moved with remarkable speed. He quickly gathered his army and marched toward Nicopolis without delay. Bayezid's rapid advance caught the crusader army unprepared. As soon as he learned of the crusader advance, Bayezid moved with remarkable speed. He quickly gathered his army and marched toward Nicopolis without delay. Bayezid's rapid advance caught the crusader army unprepared. Near Nicopolis, the battle had begun. The first lines collapsed into brutal close combat. As they advanced, the knights began losing formation. Ottoman forces closed in from every direction. Bayezid ordered the counterattack. At Nicopolis, victory decisively belonged to the Ottomans. News of the defeat at Nicopolis quickly spread across Europe. In the courts of Europe, Ottoman power was now clearly felt. Bayezid's reputation spread across all of Europe. With the victory at Nicopolis, Ottoman dominance in the Balkans was firmly established. After the victory at Nicopolis, Bayezid turned his attention back to Anatolia. Ottoman authority over the Anatolian beyliks began to strengthen. Bayezid further strengthened central authority. Now, no major rival remained in Anatolia to balance Ottoman power. Bayezid was known for his rapid decisions. His army could move with remarkable speed under his command. For this reason, he was called the Thunderbolt. Under his rule, the Ottoman Empire reached the height of its power. The Ottoman state now held authority across both Anatolia and the Balkans. The Ottoman army could now operate on two major fronts at once. Strategic passes and frontier strongholds had fallen under for Ottoman control. The Ottoman state had now become a true imperial power. After the defeat at Nicopolis, Europe began reinforcing its frontier defenses. European states began preparing defensive plans against the Ottoman advance. The balance of power in the Balkans had now shifted in favor of the Ottomans. Under Bayezid's rule, the Ottoman state stood at the height of its power. But reports from the eastern frontier demanded attention. In the east, a powerful new army was on the move. At the head of this army stood Timur. And the Ottoman state was now facing a new trial. Timur's army was advancing rapidly from the east. This movement signaled the beginning of a great campaign. The threat was now approaching Anatolia. The coming confrontation would change the fate of the empire. Two great armies were now moving toward the same land. Bayezid accelerated his preparations for the coming confrontation. Timur's army was also advancing rapidly toward Anatolia. The great confrontation had become inevitable. Envoys began traveling between the two rulers. Bayezid was clarifying his decisions for the coming confrontation. Timur continued, preparing for the Anatolian campaign. War had now become inevitable. Timur's army began crossing into Anatolia. This advance created great movement across Anatolia. Timur directed his army deeper into Anatolia. The great confrontation was now very close. Some Anatolian beyliks began making contact with Timur. Some beyliks joined Timur's side. These developments created serious tension within the Ottoman army. Even before the battle began, the balance had started to shift. Bayezid moved his army toward Ankara. Commanders were making final preparations before the battle. The two great armies were about to meet on the plains of Ankara. The historic confrontation was about to begin. In 1402, the Ottoman state and Timur's empire confronted each other on the plains of Ankara. During the battle, several Anatolian beyliks joined Timur's side. This development seriously weakened the Ottoman battle formation. The Battle of Ankara ended in a major defeat for the Ottoman state. The defeat at Ankara would push the Ottoman state into one of the most dangerous crises in its history. To be continued. Ottoman Empire, Part 4.